It is now Michael D. Replacing Travis on 12 Maraquita, and Dean Yendel has picked up the ride in the Civic Stakes on the Monstar. Number 1, D. Yendel on the Monstar replacing Travis. So we're up to race number 6, and we're about to have a look at them in the yard with Lizzie and Duff. And this mounting yard is brought to you by Harvey Norman. The half-yearly clearance is on now. Race in for a deal at Harvey Norman. Pioneering is the first one we look at here. Duff for Chris Waller, and James Innes takes 2 off.
Yeah, she's a nice mare. I expected a little bit more from her first up, but that race was 1100 on a heavy track. It was a sprint home. A bit drier today, 1200 metres. If she has any luck from that outside draw, she's looking massive odds to my eye.
Yeah, well, as you would imagine, she's made some improvement from her first up performance. Just in her fitness has definitely improved, and she's always had a good coat on her, and she's parading quite nicely.
Number 2 is Upscale for Chris Lees and Hugh Bowman.
Yeah, not disgraced second up on the heavy track today. Last start, bit firmer today. Bowman sticks, hard to beat. Yeah,
I think she looks fantastic. She did she looked great last start as well, and she ran up to her looks.
And there's good money for Upscale too on the official prices here on the screen, 480 into 390. Now we get to Memes, number 3. For Jason Coyle, he's looking for a double also, like Chris Lees with Upscale, but he's got Memes here, Jason Coyle. One earlier with Insensata. What do you make of Memes, Duff?
Yeah, I'm on the wrong leg with her. She's a sharp filly. She's won 4 of her from 5 this preparation. She had favours last week, but she ticked the 1200 metre box, and she does look like getting favours again here today.
Yeah, she's a little bit more on her toes than she was last week. She's just getting a bit warm in between her legs. Overall, her condition is still good. She's still maintaining her condition. She's still bright within herself. So, look, she parades okay, maybe not as good as last week.
All right, the Kim Moore stable will settle up chances in the last 4 races today. Here's Heady Heights, now $9 and is back from a spell. Kim Moore, Tim Clark.
Yeah, 2 nice trials. She has talent. She has some fresh form. She'll be launching at them late, and she's a mare that doesn't handle the heat of the summer months. So up at this time of year may suit her.
Yeah, well, she's first up today. She certainly looks like she's done plenty of work to run well fresh.
Nudie Rudy, number 5 from the Hawks stable. Kobe Jennings rides.
Yeah, 5 weeks since leading and knocking up last time. Look, I prefer her at 1100, but she does map really nicely in a moderately run race here.
Yeah, but beautiful mare. She's lovely and switched off and relaxed, and she's got good condition on her.
Fickle Folly for Sue Grills and Brenton Avdulla. A change in tactics here, Duff.
Yeah, just take a little sit today. I don't know whether they can. She's a hard-going filly, but she had some good support, and she was run over late here last time. Up to 1200 is a query, but back to her own sex does suit.
Yeah, she's a little fresh firecracker, isn't she? She can see just going out with the pony there. She's on her toes and ready to get on with it. Might pose a problem if they want to take a set.
Magic Alibi, number 7, Gerald Ryan, Glyn Schofield.
Yeah, heavy against and wide no cover first up. Capable of a huge improvement here, although 1200 is a little question mark with her as well.
As you would expect, she's taken improvement. She's tightened up nicely.
Don't Babble On, last run for Jared McLean on its way up to Moorlambar. It's going to be trained by Matty Dunn up there. It's a 20-1 chance, Don't Babble On.
Yeah, soft tracker with a bit of speed. Victorian form is fair. Look, I don't know whether she could beat these on a bit drier track today.
Yeah, there's not a great deal of her. She's quite lightly framed. She's turned out nicely enough.
Romney's Choice, number 10 for Noel Mayfield, Smith and Brock Ryan.
Yeah, she was coming into the race and she had a heavy fall last time. Look, this does look a tough race for her class-wise.
She's parading okay. There's nothing wrong with how she looks physically.
And the replacement for Wolf Graham on 12 Maraquita is Michael D, the trainer Gerald Ryan.
Yeah, look, she's 2 trials are really good. I know she's eligible for easier races. Gee, she's a real shuffly walking thing behind. That might be just her, but she was walking like Charlie Chaplin in the ring.
That's how she walks. Yeah, she's always a slight concern when you have a look at her in the yard, and she does sweat a bit as well. She gets a touch stressed, but first up, look, she's done plenty of work. This is her usual practice, the way she paraded.
How would you describe your stride, Duff?
a bit similar.
All right, Kim Moore's got 4 chances to win the day. And Heady Heights is back. Duff was just pointing out how she suffers a bit with the heat, but there's danger of that happening today.
No, it should be perfect for her. She does get heat stress very, very badly too, and she had it 3 times last prep, so we tipped her out because we just kept striking hot days every time she was racing or humid days, so it was just a bit too much for her.
She looked the trial well.
She trialled beautiful and finished the trial off just behind Oxford Poet, and very happy with her.
All right. How's Shiraz?
Shiraz is great. I thought he ran a great race up at Ipswich a couple of weeks ago, and he just covered a lot of ground and took off very early, and being a tight track just didn't suit him, but I'm really happy with him.
Okay, and Oxford Poet, what can we expect from Oxford Poet first up?
Well, Poet's got a very big weight today, but look, he's run a place with that sort of weight before, and his 2 trials have been very good. His work's good, and he always gives you 110%. So I still think he's a good each-way chance.
Okay, and King Viv will round you out.
King Viv's going well, and he's won his last 2, as you know, and then he had a little hiccup. So today, the 1500 should be nice for him. It's a very big field, and there's a lot of chances. So, but I'm happy with him. He trialled nice last week.
They all look chances today, don't they?
Yeah, I think they're all each-way chances for sure.
Hope you get at least one.
Thank you.
Good on you. Kim Waugh with Heady Heights, a $10 chance on track here, $9 with tab fixed odds. Okay, let's head to Duff and Lizzie and find out what they like here. Duff, you first.
Yeah, look, I want to just spec these 2 $10 chances here. I'm 1, 4, 2 and 3. I know a lot's got to go right with the tempo and finding a back to get onto, but I'm expecting dramatic improvement from that mare on screen there, who's lovely and laid back, pioneering. I want to forgive her that first up run with just the makeup of the race didn't suit her. I think Heady Heights has trialled well enough, and she'll be hitting the line hard here if you can do that. Upscale and Memes are both very, very well fancied and hard in the market here. I'm 1, 4, 2 and 3.
Okay, Lizzie, what did you like?
Well, I found it hard to split 2 and 5, Upscale and Nudie Rudy. I thought that they both paraded perfectly and they looked fantastic in the yard. I'm going to go with Upscale on top. I tipped her on form line on Thursday, so I'm going to stick solid with that. But I really do like the look of Nudie Rudy, the way she paraded.
Nick Quinn from tab.com.au, take us through the market for the upcoming 6th race.
Thanks, Greg. The late money for numbers 3 and 2. They've been the 2 well-backed runners throughout the course of the day. Memes was a $4.60 chance earlier on when betting opened. Has been $3.50 into as low as $3.20. Now out slightly to $3.40, but has been popular. The late money's come for Upscale. Was $5 an hour ago. Has been back down to $4. Did get as low as $3.90. So punters happy to be with the Huey Bowman factor again here. Fickle Folly has been quite soft. $5.50 all the way out to $11. Little bit of late interest back into 9. Pioneering at 10. Hetty Heights 10. Nudie Rudy 11. Magic Alibi 13. Don't Babble On best the rest at $21. It is an open race, but punters are narrowing the 2 leading chances down to the 2 at the top of the market with Memes and Upscale. Both of them have been popular throughout the course of the day, and Memes looks like jumping a slight favourite.
Another riding change for Travis Wolfgram in the last. Jess Taylor rides Star Wars. Race 9, number 9 is now Jess Taylor. Okay, Huey Bowman's grabbed 2 winners today, and he goes to 69 on the premiership, so he's 6.5 behind Avdella. And with 9 meetings to go, including this one, it's going to be a race to the finish well and truly in the month of July as they both battle it out. There is Pioneering walking around behind the gates with James Innes on board, taking 2 off, down to 59 kilos for the Wallace stable here. And they're getting set to move in. 60 seconds out. Final thoughts, Ron Duffersey.
With Fickle Folly trying to be ridden behind the speed, you'd expect Mems and Don't Babble On to go forward here. And it's just a matter of how hard they go. If these back markers, if they overdo it or something happens, I think some of these back markers or midfield runners can come into play. If not, it's going to be tough to run a horse like Mems down if they leave her alone again.
They're loading in. Nudie Rudy goes up, and we've only got a few out. So let's get to Mitch Matters now for the second leg, the first leg of the quaddie. First leg of the quaddie coming up here, race number 6.
Thanks, Greg. So they're working upon Hetty Heights. She'll go into the gates riderless. Fickle Folly, Don't Babble On, and Pioneering, the last trio to get set. So Memes looking for 3 straight and 5 out of its last 6 this preparation if she wins today on the 7-day backup after winning at Randwick last week. Here's Pioneering coming up. We're ready now. 1200, race 6. Starter has them. Off. Upscale in the centre of the line left well with Don't Babble On. Fickle Folly showing speed. Memes is trying to punch through on there inside and hold them all out. So on settling down, it's Don't Babble On 3 out, Fickle Folly the middle, and Memes on the fence. A length and a half away, Nudie Rudy trailing 4th, 2 lengths to Upscale, Romney's Choice. 2 lengths to Magic Alibi, Pioneering, Haiti Heights, and Marikita is last. Speed was good through the first section of the race, 700 to travel. Fickle Folly the leader by 3/4, Don't Babble On. Memes is 3rd, a half away 4th, Nudie Rudy. 2 lengths to Upscale, the outside of Romney's Choice. Then followed by Magic Alibi, Pioneering 3rd last the rail. A length and a half, Haiti Heights, Marikita 2 back last. Home corner, 400 left to run. Fickle Folly in front. Don't Babble On's under pressure. Memes goes past it, now into the clear. Nudie Rudy next, Upscale. Pioneering, Magic Alibi runs on out wider. Fickle Folly just from Memes. Magic Alibi, Upscale, try hard. It's Fickle Folly and Memes. Magic Alibi's joining them with every stride. Memes hit a narrow lead. Magic Alibi's coming. Magic Alibi drew level and won. Magic Alibi by half a head to Memes. 3rd in a photo. Fickle Folly was weakening. Upscale and Hetty Heights are right up there. Then followed by Romney's Choice, Don't Babble On, Marikita, Nudie Rudy, and Pioneering.
Magic Alibi grabs Memes right on the line here. A win for Glenn Schofield and Gerald Ryan. 11.60 and 3.50. Beats Memes. She continues to race well. Found Magic Alibi a touch too good today. There wasn't much in it, but right on the line, pokes his head down and just wins Duff.
Yeah, look, a good effort. She was second up there. She had a tough run first up when she was wide, no cover. A little query at her at the 1200 metres, but no queries today. She gets up and on the line to beat a gallant Memes who fought particularly well. And maybe Hetty Heights has just got there in that last bound to nab 3rd spot from the bunch around those first 2. But they singled out, and Memes didn't get control today, but she was still very, very brave. But she was specced away at that winner and gets the money.
Just waiting on all the numbers to go up to make them official. None in the board as yet. And the time, they've run 1:11.32. Now here are the numbers going up. 7 the winner, Magic Alibi, Glenn Schofield and Gerald Ryan. 3 Memes, 2nd Rachel King and Jason Coyle. And 4 Hetty Heights has grabbed 3rd. Just in front of number 6, Fickle Folly. So Hetty Heights, Tim Clark and Kim Moore 3rd. 4th home, number 6, Fickle Folly, and 2 Upscale has run 5th. 7.346. 7.346 after the first leg of the quaddie, and Gerald Ryan's here after the win of Magic Alibi. Second up today, Gerald, and she really wanted to win today.
Yeah, we changed a few things around with her. Greg, you know, she's a filly. She used to always race well fresh, and we used to give her 2 trials, and she'd race well fresh, and then wouldn't sort of go right into her preparation. So this time we gave her a jump out and instead of trial, and we ran her first up, and she's improved off it. Her second up form's no good, so I thought, well, I better not go work on her in between runs. So we just kept her fresh and well, and she come on good for it. Perhaps a pair back for her than what I thought she would be, but Glenn's ridden her before, and she knows she's only got that one short, sharp run, and he held her up for it, and 10 yards further, probably on second again.
This time of the year, do you aim too high with her?
I just go through, and we've aimed high with her a couple of times. We took her up to run in the Magic Millions Mares race, and we took her to Melbourne, and both times she hasn't travelled, she hasn't settled in down there or up in Queensland, so we'll just poke along, and like I said to the boys this time, we just got to win some stake money with her, because she hasn't won for a long time, and she's been stakes place, and get a bit of money in the bank and pay a few bills, and we'll see how she's going when the races get better.
Well, she's paid a few today.
Yeah, it's good.
Well
good
done.
For
Good on
Thank
you.
you.
Gerald Ryan with Magic Alibi. Let's go over to Lizzie, who's about to catch up with Glenn Schofield.
He's just making everything official here, Greg. It's a strong win by Magic Alibi as a Gerald was saying, it's Stakes Company last preparation. It was a really strong win, Glenn.
It was. The tempo was really strong, and I thought from a softer gate today we might be able to just sort of land a little bit closer, but she can travel a little bit keenly when you fire her up, so I was happy just to let her flop out and just find herself. And then when Huey sort of slotted in front of me, I thought, oh, maybe I should have just held my spot a little bit more, but geez, when she let down, it was because she wasn't asked to do much early on, so there was plenty in the tank there when I needed it.
There was a question mark whether she'd run the strong 1200, but she certainly ticked that box today.
Yeah, that was why I was reluctant to get her to travel too keenly and travel well in the run, because I needed her just to switch off and find every yard of reserves that she's got, and she only just got there.
Good to get a win today.
Sure is.
Well done.
Thank you.
There's Glenn Schofield. OK, when we come back to Rosehill, another feature race, the Civic Stakes over 1350, due at 3:05. That's when we'll return here to Rosehill Gardens.